Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to tackle a massive, tectonic shift that is happening right beneath our feet. Look, if you're a part of the Indian legal profession, or even if you're just planning to be, I need you to pay very close attention. We're going to map out the rapidly changing landscape of Indian law, a space steeped in centuries of tradition, but one that is suddenly, violently colliding with the future. Today, we're talking about AI. And I want to set a really clear tone from the very start. This is not about panic, but it is absolutely about urgency. The ground rules of your profession are literally being rewritten as we speak, and I want to mentor you through exactly what that means. To really understand where we are right now, we have to start with a story that genuinely shook the legal community recently. Picture this. A lawyer walks into the Bombay High Court with a thick, impressive stack of arguments. He's confident, he's prepared, and his submission looks incredibly professional. The judge takes the document and starts reading. But very quickly, something feels off. The case citations? They didn't exist. The core problem here was that the precedents were completely, entirely fake. The entire submission had been generated by AI, and the AI had just hallucinated the law. The judge, relying on his deep, uniquely human legal experience, caught those fake citations almost immediately. The lawyer was exposed right there in open court. And that moment marked a permanent, undeniable shift in Indian courtrooms. It was a huge failure of oversight, sure, but it proved one massive thing. AI is already in the building.
Now, people laughed at that lawyer. They pointed out how flawed and silly the technology is, but they were missing a crucial point here. What happens when AI stops making mistakes? We're all so focused on the fact that an AI-generated submission had fake citations today that we're completely ignoring what happens tomorrow, because the technology is learning, and it is improving exponentially.
To truly grasp the impact of this, we need to look at the massive scale of the Indian legal system. 1.5 crore. That is the number of registered lawyers in India today, all fiercely competing in the market. The sheer volume of legal professionals means that any shift in how work gets done sends massive shockwaves through literally millions of livelihoods. And on the other side of the equation sits a crushing 50 million. That's the backlog of pending court cases in our country right now. Thousands of new cases are filed every single day. For decades, this massive, overloaded system ran on one thing and one thing only: endless, manual human labor. Which brings us to a reality that so many of you know all too well: the junior lawyer grind. 10 to 12 hours a day, unpaid internships, long research hours, low salaries, and intense competition. Many junior lawyers are already struggling to earn a stable income doing grunt work, researching in dusty file rooms, drafting basic documents, and organizing endless piles of folders. This has traditionally been the entry point, right? You start at the bottom, you do the heavy lifting, and you slowly climb that 10 to 15-year career ladder. Now, before anyone gets defensive, let's draw a really clear line between irreplaceable legal art and automated grunt work. Let me be very, very clear. Deep legal expertise absolutely still matters. No AI can replace courtroom instinct or deep legal judgment, but a huge amount of manual legal work is already being automated. Things like complex negotiation, constitutional interpretation, that is the uniquely human art of law. But the repetitive tasks, AI can now perform those faster and far cheaper. And we actually have the data to back this up. McKinsey estimates that 23% of a lawyer's current work can be automated right now with existing technology. Not in 5 years, right now. Automation isn't some futuristic threat looming on the horizon. It's an immediate, daily reality for the legal industry. Let's look at exactly what that automation looks like in practice. The old way meant a junior lawyer spending 8 exhausting hours doing manual research on platforms like SEC Online. The new way? Using an AI assistant, typing a plain language prompt, and getting the exact same answer in 8 minutes. SEC Online, which is used by over 75,000 professionals, now has an AI assistant covering over 40 lock judgments. Think about this. You are a young associate competing against AI tools that can review hundreds of pages in seconds. And it's not just generic internet searches anymore. AI is actively mastering Indian law. It understands the Indian Penal Code, the Companies Act, FEMA regulations, GST compliance. There are tools available today that can review entire contracts, identify missing clauses, and flag compliance risks faster than any human paralegal ever could. So who is actually standing in the crosshairs here? Well, the most exposed are junior advocates, paralegals, legal clerks, and fresh LLB graduates. The tasks that are being absorbed at zero cost by AI are things like contract drafting, case summaries, citation checking, and basic due diligence. Those are the exact entry-level tasks that young professionals depend on to learn the system and earn their early income. And believe me, the big players know this. Large law firms with over 100 attorneys are already adopting AI at nearly a 50% rate. In the legal world, the large firms move first, and they set the new baseline standard for efficiency and billing. Once they establish that standard, the mid-size and small firms will be absolutely forced to follow suit just to survive the market. Okay, take a breath, because here is where we pivot from the problem to the solution. I do not want you to view AI as an enemy that's coming to replace you. You need to reframe it. AI is your research assistant, your new junior associate. The future belongs to lawyers who know how to supervise AI. It's a tireless assistant that you can direct, audit, and leverage to massively increase your efficiency and ultimately your profitability. So what does the day-to-day workflow of an AI-fluent lawyer actually look like? It essentially follows these 4 steps. Step 1. Prompt the AI for the heavy lifting research. Step 2. Audit the output for accuracy. Because remember, the Bombay High Court, you are still the one legally responsible. Step 3. Apply your uniquely human legal judgment to strategize. Step 4. Bill the client. A lawyer using this exact workflow can handle 10 clients in the time it used to take to serve 2. Which brings us to a massive paradigm shift. It is time to adapt and become AI fluent. If you are a lawyer, law student, CA, engineer, banker, or working professional who realizes AI is changing your industry faster than expected, I created a practical AI program designed specifically for non-tech professionals. You'll learn prompt engineering, AI productivity tools, AI-assisted research, workflow automation, and real-world projects that help you become AI fluent in your profession. Classes are live and interactive. If you are serious about preparing for the future, message me on WhatsApp. The number is in the description. Let's bring this all together with a final powerful thought. India has 1.5 crore lawyers. AI is not coming for all of them. It is coming for the ones doing manually what AI does in minutes. Your legal instinct, that is completely safe. Your high-level strategy, safe. But your manual, repetitive process, that is obsolete. India has 1.5 crore lawyers, but the future will belong to the lawyers who combined legal expertise with AI leverage. The legal profession is changing right now. The only question is, will you adapt before the industry changes without you?